Welcome to Jon Ferrian Live. We're here in the great northeast corner of America. We're here in New Hampshire today. Where, New Hampshire? Where did you say we were at? We're in Ware, New Hampshire. That's where we're at. Pun intended.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're living large up here. We're on a Ferrian family vacation up here in the, I keep saying Pacific Northwest because that's where I live, but that's not where I live, or where I'm at right now today, right? So forgive me, guys, we got background traffic. This is live on location here in Ware, New Hampshire. We're having fun on our family vacation. So we road trip from Seattle all the way to Minnesota, spent some time with family and friends, had our grad party for my oldest son, Jon Ferrian, and we had a blast with all of the local friends and family and stuff there and had a great time. And then we jumped on an airplane on Tuesday. What's today? Thursday? Tuesday, we jumped on an airplane and flew all the way to Boston, got off the plane, got in a rental car, headed out to Cape Cod for a day, day and a half, and then zoomed back up to Boston, saw Boston over the last couple of days. And a big shout out to John. I'm going to say his name wrong or right. We'll figure that out later. But John Shahalis is how I say it. Heidi says it different. When we get her on camera, she'll correct me. We've been doing it all night. That's what we're doing here. So for you guys who don't know, I've got the fly racing contest information up there. If you haven't already, feel free to share the show out so you get some in on the contest. We've got some incredible knee pads out there. So the knee guards from Fly Racing, I've been riding with them all season long. They're incredible. $90 value, guys. That's some of the biggest prizes we throw on the show. We're going to do it tonight. So included in this week is just share the show out. Let everybody know what you're watching, why you're watching it, and you'll get in to win on that. So bottom line is we ended up coming out of, we were up in Boston Harbor last night with John. Big shout out to John for letting us get on the boat with him and go out and check his lobster traps. And we tonight, anybody got a big lobster over there? Go grab that lobster. Bring it over. We're going to unveil Heidi, and we'll bring it over here. All right, guys, give me this here. We're going to drop this down.
Go behind us.
All right. Oh, yeah, there we go. Check out this lobster, guys. We got some lobsters. This is Heidi's son, James, at least his chest. We can't see his face. Come on down, buddy. Hey. So we got lobsters. We just got done eating lobster for dinner, people. We boiled them. We got some burgers going on. John Gibbs is in the house. We got Heidi Munson in the house. Thanks, James, for that. We got the props. And as we're there, let's check this out. What's in the background, Heidi?
My sled, my one and only.
Yeah, you can't see it super well. Let's go up a little shot here. So we've got a watercross sled right behind us. Yep. And we're not going to let that thing go to waste.
It's a kitty cat that likes water.
It's a kitty cat. We're gonna ride that thing. Not me, but...
Well, you can ride it into the trailer.
You're going to ride this thing this weekend, right?
Yep, I leave tomorrow for New York.
All right, so let me just reintroduce Heidi for anybody who doesn't know. So Heidi has been a previous guest on the show. August of last year, we had you on representing, I'm going to not screw it up this time,
okay.
Wicked Wet Racing.
Yes.
So yep. Wicked Wet Racing... It's yourself and you have a teammate, right?
Yes, I have my teammate Marcy Wild.
Marcy Wild, Wicked Wet Wild. There you go. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's been called a lot of things. Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild, Wicked Wild. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So, guys, confirm for us that you're seeing us okay, too. Every once in a while I get a little bit of a streaming note up there that says we're struggling with streaming. We did a test a little while ago. We think it's working just fine, but just confirm for us as you're watching. Anybody see that here locally, we can do that, too, but all good. But so Heidi was on the show a year ago, and we then introduced her as kind of one of the watercross racers here on the East Coast. So a fun fact that people don't always know is that which way do you guys race versus which way does the Midwest racers race? You guys go in different circles, right?
Yeah,
which side? You go left or they go right? Or
we go left, which is what most oval racing is, but and out west they go right.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I can think about that would make any sense on why you would go one way or the other was to keep the clutch out of the water, right?
Yes.
I bet that's what the Midwesterners are trying to accomplish.
Yes, it's a little easier. You don't have to worry about your clutch getting wet. So
yeah.
we definitely have some challenges when it comes to going left and dipping the clutches in the water. And
so what do you just have waterproof clutches out here? How do you manage that?
Pretty much. I have a full enclosure, so
full enclosure.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. We'll have to post some pictures in the comments later of what that looks like, so people can see it. But we got a full-on carbon fiber hood. Full-on race sled here behind us. And as you can see, we're not too far off the road. We got Harleys riding by us. It's a beautiful summer night out here in New England, so we're having a blast. So, Heidi, really what I want to do with you tonight is just kind of check in and see how your race season's going. We got the extra extra special COVID-19 world that we're all living in right now.
Yep.
Which, by the way, works out great for flying. If you ever want to fly without people side by side next to you, just go during COVID-19 and it's a blast.
Lines are probably quick.
Lines were quick. Seats were spaced out. My son
Flights
and I,
are cheap.
my son and I were the only two. So, James, one more time. Let's show everybody right up front and center here. Like, hand it off to me here. Let's get it. All right, guys, look at this. Last night, we showed you we were in Boston Harbor catching this sucker live, and tonight,
that's
Heidi,
like 10 pounds.
This is a first.
What?
Me being live in New Hampshire and live showing a lobster on live, Jon Ferrian Live. It's not a live lobster anymore. It was live last night. It's no longer live, but it's tasty. We're going to cook that bugger up. Awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying this fun, whimsical episode. So anyway, tell us about how your season's going with COVID and how many races have you had so far?
It's been kind of challenging just with the COVID, and our races in Canada have been canceled just because going across the border. And but we have managed to have some races in New York, and we actually solidified 3 races in Nottingham, New Hampshire. So at a pond. So, and then we have Epping.
Okay.
In Fremont, New Hampshire. So, you know, that's a good chunk of racing that we still have, even with all the, we don't have to follow guidelines and wear masks at the race to get in and do that kind of stuff. So, and we are still socially distancing at the races. So
yeah, we're 6 feet apart here. It looks different on camera, but we're totally 6 feet apart here live. Just and we have a plexiglass shield in between us. That's just invisible. It's all camera tricks, people. It's all camera tricks.
Yeah. So we've already had 1 race, and so it went well, and I am actually leaving tomorrow morning for my next race in New York.
So first race of the season, tell us about that. How did it go for you and your teammate? Did you guys get on the podium? Yeah,
I made it to the finals in all 3 of my races. I do the Masters class, semi-pro 800 ovals, and semi-pro 800 drags. So I made it to the finals in all 3. I had a little mechanical issue, and I wasn't able to race on Sunday. So, but I got them all fixed, and so hopefully it's going to be ready to rock tomorrow.
Well, that's why they call it racing. If you won every race, they would just call it winning.
Right, exactly.
We're going to go winning this weekend. No, we're going to go racing this weekend to see if we can win.
Yes,
and I'm going to win. Sometimes things go your way, and sometimes they don't.
Right, that's all part of racing. Everything breaks. Absolutely. Doesn't matter the brand. So,
So tell us a little bit about the race coming up this weekend. You said it's in New York?
Yep. There's a race up in New York, and it's pretty much a 2-day event. We have a race on Saturday and a race on Sunday, and they count as 2 separate races.
Okay.
So, and it's a point series, so it's it's good to have those 2 days. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
We go Friday to practice, and then. Okay. The rest of the weekend race.
And so for the new season, did you get any new sponsors this year? Any sponsors from last year that came on this year that you want to just give a shout out to?
Oh, absolutely.
And let us know what's going on with your sponsorships this year for the racing series.
Yeah, I've been very, very blessed of having some awesome sponsors. I couldn't do this racing without them. So huge shout out to my mechanic, Glenn. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to be racing. He does I do the wrenching too, but he, every race gets me all ready, and we go through the sled, and so, and he's been a huge sponsor. And Livingston's Articat, that's who he works for, so they are a huge sponsor with parts and loaning Glenn out for labor.
There you go.
And Articat, they sponsor me, and they're huge. Mike Coletti has been great with hooking me up with some ECUs and other parts. So Black Cat Home Inspection, I've got BDX, Black Diamond Extreme. They just jumped on this year. So, and SSI Speed Shop, Eric Long helped me get a new head for my motor, and a pipe and a Y pipe and drivers and stuff like that. So he's been huge. And also FXR Moto.
There you go.
They're huge. They help me keep the look, keep me safe on the pond. So, and the Sled Den, Eve and Jack, they're great. They're, in the wintertime, I go there and ride. They have a great
rumor has it there's a Jon Ferrian Live Large sticker on a mirror or a door.
They have a mirror
at the Sled Den.
There is.
I saw that on Facebook. I don't remember who even sent it to me. It
is there. Yep. So
That's
yeah, they're
awesome.
great. They help out a lot. And Sled Freak Deb, she's been great. She helped, but also helped with the Women's Clinic.
Awesome.
Helped sponsor that last year, so that was huge. And Combustion Motor Works. Jeremy does all my work on my truck, so he gets my truck ready to haul my trailer and oil changes and all that kind of stuff. And I just picked up a new sponsor, Curve Industries.
Oh, nice.
So I've got a new set of skis coming to me. Eric, one of my friends there racing, he's bringing them and picking them up for me. So we're going to put some new Curve skis on my sled. And Hawk's trailer, they hooked me up with my nice race trailer. And
I saw that thing when I pulled in the driveway.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
so.
you can't miss it. It's Wicked Wheel Racing all over it.
Yeah. That's how I knew I was at the right place. You come to somebody's house for the first time and you're following the GPS and you come in the driveway slowly, like, okay, it's like people either think I'm going to be really crazy or not. And I turn around and I'm like, oh, race trailer, snowmobiles.
Yeah.
I'm in the right place.
Yep. And I also want to thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Yeah, for having me on your show and got your sticker on my sled.
Yeah, we just stuck a new Live Large Jon Ferrian Live sticker on each side of the sled. So if you guys are watching the race series this weekend, watch for Heidi. When you see the thumbs up for the Jon Ferrian Live sticker on there, that's amazing.
Yep. And another new sponsor.
New sponsor.
Gibbs.
Let's talk about that for a second.
From New England Sled Talk. So he's
By the way,
stepping it up. And
that's what this is about, guys, is New England Sled Talk. If you haven't ever heard of it, there's a Facebook page. Is there a website, John? Not yet. We're working on the website, but for now, there's a Facebook page out there. It's, as far as I can tell, it's the largest Facebook page for the sled community east of the Mississippi, right? Yeah. Not quite west of the Mississippi yet, but okay, we're working on that. So if you guys don't know, we're going to have John Gibbs on here in a few minutes, and so we're going to have him on in just a little bit too. He's here. I'm able to joke around with him a little bit, but big shout out to John for the new hat tonight.
I know.
And also setting you up. Yeah, so we got color coordination. We got blue and white and blue. It all works out.
Yep. So yeah, my sponsors are huge. So it definitely is a make or break for my racing. So
that's awesome.
Yep. So I'm very appreciative. So.
Well, Heidi, my wife Edith and I, who's just at the other end of the table here, you and I are looking at her. Yep. She's on the other end. Live studio audience tonight, people. We have John Gibbs. We've got my sons. Max is here. My other son, Jon Ferrian, stepped away for a minute. Your son, James, is here tonight.
Yeah, they're in the AC.
And again, we've got, it's a little sticky out here tonight.
They're like, I'm out.
It's been my motto this whole trip is like, sweat it out, right? It's like we come across, Idaho, Montana. We went through Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa. And everywhere is like 95 degrees and muggy as heck and just sweaty, crazy. Yeah. And we got here the first day into New England, and I'm like, in Boston, it's like, it's only like 78 degrees. It's kind of nice out. And then by the next day,
70% humidity.
Yeah, but by the next day, it was already 80 or 90 degrees, and up here, it's been 90 all day in the cars we've been driving up. Yep. So we've been sweating. I've got morning shirts, evening shirts, kind of sweat through them, and
I know.
We do what we do. So I'll probably have an evening shirt, maybe a late evening shirt later.
But then probably, in another week, it'll be probably 50 degrees. Like, it changes
that's the way it works. That way it works. But, Heidi, one thing I'll tell you is, like, I love it when I get to meet my guests in person like this. This is always super amazing for me. A lot of times, we're in a split screen here, and there's a line between us, and I'm on one side of the country, you're on the other side of the country. And God bless America for the technology that we have to be able to do that.
Yep.
But I love the ability to kind of connect with folks like this in person, live.
I agree.
And you welcoming us into your home is amazing. So I just want to say thank you for that.
I'm glad you guys came, and we've had a blast. I think your son's got to try lobster for the first time.
It is, yep. There's a lot of
smashing it on.
We had a hammer and we were smashing the lobsters on the steps, and there was pieces flying all over the place.
Yeah, juices going everywhere.
Yeah, we got another lobster or two to clean up yet tonight too before we're done.
Yep.
But bottom line is, we're in Ware, New Hampshire, and I used to 21 years ago, lived up the road at Goffstown, New Hampshire, and we were nearly neighbors way back then.
I know.
We had no idea. So. Got a neighbor coming to say hi.
Hey man, I was just going to let you know, I see you guys always having bonfires and shit.
We're on a live broadcast, just so you know, sir.
Hey, feel free.
That's okay.
If you ever want pallets and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
We got a neighbor telling us about wood and fire and stuff, too. So we're literally on a live broadcast, so I appreciate it.
Oh,
all right. Thanks.
Sorry, guys.
There we go, impromptu.
Definitely appreciate your neighborly help, though. Appreciate it.
Very friendly.
All good. We're in a friendly neighborhood in Ware, New Hampshire. Appreciate that. So anyway, we're here welcoming us into the house. It's amazing. We love it.
Yep.
And it's amazing to meet you in person, and your family's here as well.
Finally get to put a name, face, everything all together.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. So what else do you want to talk about tonight before we jump on with John?
Pretty much. I mean, just a huge shout out to our women's clinic that we had last year to
Okay.
kind of recap from that last year. Um, Super excited. We had 8 girls that came to the clinic, and 4 of them bought sleds and are racing this year.
That's awesome.
So
Big
huge
success. Yeah.
with that clinic, and with the COVID, it kind of we had planned on having another women's clinic, but with everything going on and uncertainty, we were just like, hold off for a year. So maybe next year. But yeah, and we're actually going to have our own women's class at this new race in Nottingham, New Hampshire. That's coming up. We're going to have 3 races every 4th weekend of the month. So July 25th, 26th, and in August and in September. So, and they're going to have a women's class. So I'm super excited
That's awesome.
get more girls out there.
Doesn't it feel good when you know you're making a difference
Yes.
in the world?
Yep. I mean, I didn't have a women's class when I was,
Oh, yeah.
when I started this, but I think it's going to definitely attract more girls to get into it, just not feeling intimidated,
Yep,
having
absolutely.
to go against a guy. But, I mean, you still can run against the guys, so
Yep.
run more classes. So, yeah, I'm super, super excited that Marcy and I got that going, and
Yeah.
it was successful. So.
I know Marcy's not here tonight, but is there
No.
anything that you feel like we should share on behalf of Marcy since she's your teammate
Hi,
here?
Mars. She's
So
watching.
She's probably watching
Yes,
here, watching
she is.
us live.
So she's already at the race.
Oh, wow.
Yep, she's got her camper there. So.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't hold you back too bad.
Oh God, no.
No,
No,
you had
I
to
usually
work
don't go
anyway.
up. I had to work today, so
Okay.
I got to pay for the racing too. So.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, so I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 6:00, and
So how many hours is it out to New York?
it takes me about 6.5 with the stops and stuff.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of but it's a nice ride. I go up through Vermont over Hogback Mountain.
Yeah, not a horrible
so-
drive, right?
No, it's
So-
actually a really nice drive.
That's
so.
awesome. That's awesome. And we were comparing notes here this morning, or this afternoon here, as we were talking. Was it's about as far from Brainerd, Minnesota, because
Yep.
there's a race series out there in
Yes.
Grantsburg and Brainerd, that area. So it's about as far for you from here on the opposite side of the continent
Yeah, I know. Which
to
is
get
so
to Brainerd,
weird.
like my hometown, halfway in between, almost exactly.
Yeah,
So
I know they're having
pretty cool.
a big race that a lot of the East Coast people are going to
Yeah.
at Brainerd.
Yep.
So I won't be making the trip. I wanted to, but
Yeah.
that's a
No
long
worries.
drive.
No worries.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else tonight?
No, I think we've covered everything. So
Okay. Well, thank you so much for
yeah,
coming on. I
this
appreciate
has been
it.
awesome.
It's
So
awesome.
my hands are all clammy.
Oh, it's okay. We're all swatting. We're swatting fly. It's live studio
Sorry.
audience outdoors. We got traffic going by.
I know neighbors.
We got neighbors going by, right? So that was kind of fun. That's
It was.
live show, right?
Kind of like, bye, get
Like,
out of here.
I had to tell them like 3 times that we're on a live
I know,
broadcast.
that means
right?
beat it.
It's like, stop.
All
Don't say
right.
the S word,
No,
right?
I try not to swear.
We'll edit that all later, right? I'm sure, right?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, live's live.
I think
All right.
live is the best. It's natural.
All right. So, Heidi, I'm going to just watch
Okay.
this. This is cool. I'm going
I'm
to.
gonna disappear.
No, watch.
Oh.
Jon Gibbs. Look at that. Just like that.
Wow.
I put his name up there, and now we're going to bring him in. So, John, why don't you come around this side over here? Thank you, Heidi, for
Yes,
jumping
it was
in.
good to see you.
Good to see you. Yep. All right, guys, we are doing a quick transition. We've got Jon Gibbs in the house. So, I had been working with Jon. Jon, you and I talked on the phone a year ago,
yeah,
probably,
a year
right?
ago. Yeah, it's been
I
a
think
year.
I was driving cross country somewhere, and you
Yep.
were driving cross country somewhere. And I got in the phone. I literally remember I was driving. I was the Spokane Snow Show last fall.
That's right, it was.
I was
when we were
driving to
talking.
the Spokane
That's right.
Snow Show, and I had like hours of drive time. Guess what? This guy picked up the phone, and I'm like, "Well, Jon, let's chat a little
Yeah,
bit. Let's
yeah,
chat. Let's get
that's
you on the
right.
show." And so here we were, just recently again, trying to get you on the show.
Yep.
And then it came up. I'm like, "Well, hey, I'm gonna go out and be meeting with Heidi. I reached out to her already.
Yep.
Like, well, where exactly do you live, Jon?"
In where, New Hampshire?
No, don't tell me where. I said where. No, get it? See, where jokes all night long. Bada bing, right? So, where, New Hampshire? You're literally, what, a mile up the road?
Yes.
2 miles up the road?
Yep.
So these
Yeah.
guys are nearly neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, they're in the same town here in the same community. So,
Sure.
here we are.
So,
It all worked out.
It did.
So, Jon Gibbs is Mr. Northeast Snowmobile, right? And so, like, I follow him. Do you have them all memorized, like all the pages that you run out here in the Northeast?
Yes.
Give us a run. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself first, right? Like, did you grow up here?
Yes, I grew up. Well, I'm originally from Maine, born and raised in Maine. Lived there my whole
Make sure you
life.
talk nice and loud, though.
Yeah.
So we got, okay.
And moved out of Maine about 15 years ago. Moved to New Hampshire, and been here ever since. But I've been in the Northeast my whole life,
Yep.
and we're trying to bring awareness to everybody else about the Northeast and the riding that we have out here, and we kind of feel like we're left out a little bit because we're way out away from everybody else, but we don't have the
Just everybody feels like that. Even the Midwesterners feel the
Do they?
same way,
Yeah,
and the Western
yeah.
people, and you look at the industry and what's been going on is, I mean, really, like Midwest and East Coast snowmobiling has been going on since the beginning, right?
Oh,
Like
yes.
this
Oh,
early,
yes.
50s, 60s,
Oh,
70s.
yes.
Like we've all been super involved with this stuff too. Let's actually scoot. We got different lighting now too. I'm gonna actually have us scoot our chairs in just a little bit,
Sure.
so we're a little closer and everybody can hear us. Okay.
All right.
So forgive us for the technical adjustments here, guys, but hopefully this will help you hear us a little better.
There we go.
And hopefully cut out a little bit of the background noise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rednecks here and where, and there's a lot of loud trucks and motorcycles going by.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're proud to
Us
be
country folk.
northeast rednecks, because being from Brainerd, Minnesota, I'm fully aware of what a redneck is.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I might live in Seattle, but I still bleed red in my
That's
redneck.
right.
I still
That's
bleed
good.
my redneck
That's
out
good.
there. So
Get to your roots.
awesome. And so let's talk about some of these pages that you guys run up here, that you run. Like, because a lot of it you do in partnership with people, but a lot of it you do on your own.
Right.
Just talk us through a little bit about what you've been doing on social media here in the Northwest or Northeast.
Sure. So we have New England Sled Dog that we have in the Northeast. That's
Nest.
Nest. That we use. That's basically try to be a super information highway for snowmobiling in the Northeast. Everything from trail conditions, lodging, off trail, everything you can imagine. Right from the dealers to mod guys to sponsors to everything. And we try to have where everybody can go to one place to get all their information to, help them plan their trip, buy their sled, whatever. And it's a huge group of people that all network together and talk. And, it's grown into be a great thing. And, it helps, we try to help Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, all the riding areas, even Pennsylvania, they have some riding areas.
Well, they need somebody to adopt them out there. My buddy Scott Campbell, he lives in the middle of nowhere. He's got to go to New York to ride. So.
Right. No, I know. There is a lot of traveling. Sometimes it depends on our winter. Sometimes we have to travel a lot. But, the diehard guys are going to do whatever it takes to get to the snow.
Exactly.
So.
You just got truck, we'll travel, right?
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Awesome. And so, speaking from personal experience, I can tell you that it's no easy task to manage and moderate a legit, true sled page, right?
No, it's not.
Like Nest by itself is one thing, but you've got a number of other pages that you listed off here as well, too. And so, I follow most, if not all, of your
Skidoo
pages.
Owners Club, yep, that's another one that we.
Yep, so I follow a lot of the different pages that you have too, and all of them are great pages, and I would say that you and the teams that help you moderate them are doing a great job of moderating, right? It's that encouraging people to get out there and to have some fun with it, but also keeping kind of the junk off there.
Oh
right?
Right, exactly. It takes a team.
Yeah.
It can't be done by one person for sure. It takes a whole team to do it together, and it's been great so far. So.
Well, and the other thing I'll share with you too is that some of these sled pages that are out there, people do them and it's their favorite thing to do, and they they'll bash each other and they'll joke around, and it's most of the time all in good fun, but frankly a lot of times it's a little annoying.
Yes, right.
And so I like to joke around with my buddy here and there, but what I found on social media is that the more positive you keep it, the more constructive it can be. And so you guys actually have a pretty big job to be able to manage all that and to keep it fun and entertaining. Because, I mean, here's the thing is you might have 3 or 4 people out there that are brand bashing or joking around and kind of jabbing at each other and trying to harass each other a little bit.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the people who are there truly to get the good content might not come back as often.
Exactly.
Right?
That's just it.
And so if they feel like they're being bugged or harassed by people, that kind of thing too. And so that's where the moderators of these pages have a big job. And it's,
because ultimately we want to help people. So we want to help the riders, help the people all together any way we can, get new people involved in the sport.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do to help them along. So
I think it would be fun to kind of talk through the different groups of people that benefit from your pages. And what I mean by that is you have the riders, right?
Right.
You have dealers.
Right.
You have manufacturers, OEMs. Sometimes it's clothing. Sometimes it's sleds.
That's
all those things too. But let's break it down a little bit. So if I'm a rider or just a sledder out there, what are the types of things that I'm going to find on whether it be Nest or some of the other pages out there that why would I go to your pages? Right?
Well, you could find anything you're looking for as far as parts, or we offer for sale sleds too as well. So there's all kinds of there's a for sale section, so you can find gear, sleds, parts. Also, you got your riding areas throughout different areas, where to go, where to stay, everything. and then we have a whole other part where people, everybody's got their brand that they love, and
you've got multiple brand pages out there, right?
That's right. Yes, yeah. We have a Polaris Owners Club and a Skidoo Owners Club, and then in New England Sled Talk, and so we're hopefully going to get the other two brands online too. We'll see what happens, but it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, it's all about trying to help people, and
and it's here's the thing is I think there's a lot of people who maybe they ride a Polaris or they ride a Skidoo or an Arctic Cat or a Yamaha, and they're actually going. I see this often actually. They go to they might be considering purchasing a new Skidoo,
right?
If they own something else, and they don't even own one yet,
right?
But they're going to go into that site and try to exchange ideas,
sure,
and to ask some questions,
right? Try to help,
and try to get some information,
yep.
And if all of it turns into a bunch of bashing stuff, right? It's like,
right.
oh yeah,
yeah, right,
because here's the thing: this guy maybe was riding Polaris,
right?
Loves his Polaris, but
That's
is seriously considering another brand.
That's right.
And if everybody in the page just jumps him and starts like bashing Polaris or something like that too, then it's like, okay, these guys are a bunch of idiots. I'm not going to take any advice from them at all. You basically have lost credibility, right?
Right. At the end of the day, it's all about riding. It doesn't matter what you ride. It's all about getting outside and riding. We're going to try to start a campaign this winter called Get Outside, and it's going to just try to focus on getting everybody outside, getting your kids outside, trying to get anybody in the group to take a neighbor, their friend's kid, or a coworker, anybody that's never sledded before. Take them out on a ride. Let them see what it's all about.
And it works. Like I've done that.
Does.
Coworkers, friends that have never ridden, many times they get out there, they try it, and they love it. And they get hooked.
There's nothing like it.
As that happens, what happens, right? The dealerships benefit.
Everybody does.
The manufacturers benefit.
Right.
The aftermarket companies benefit. Everybody wins when we're out there bringing new people in.
That's right. And we've got some great sponsors that have been, helped us all along. And
you want to talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, we got Backwoods BMP, TKI, CNC, Tom Cobza and his wife. They're great. John Wilmer. Who else have we got here? Skidoo, Polaris, Yamaha, Arctic Cat. Gosh, there's so many. Oh my gosh.
So when and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I know some of the stuff you may or may not be able to talk about, and I totally respect that. But I would say, when you say like Skidoo, Polaris, like everybody's like, well, what do you mean Polaris or Skidoo or Arctic Cat's helping you on it as a web page? Like, how the heck do you set up a Facebook page that now an OEM is recognizing and wants to support? Like, what kind of things are we talking about there?
What they do is they'll come and offer give us stuff to use as giveaways, like helmets, parts, oil, anything that we can use. And right now, I mean, we have 16 weeks of giveaways that we do every year.
Nice.
And they're all from sponsors. All of our sponsors and jump on. They give away. Last year we even had an oxygen helmet that went.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. We try to.
I tried to win it, but I didn't win. I tried. It's like I guess it isn't always about who you know. Sometimes you actually just have to win legitimately.
There's so many people you want to win because they're good people and
where I'm at, I don't know if I would have used that helmet anyway. So.
I know, right? I know.
I probably would have won it and then gave it away again and
right,
recycled it one more time. So,
but the biggest feat for us now in the Northeast, I would say, is the off-trail riding. As we're trying to bring that more about, as we don't have the steep mountainous terrain that you folks have out west, but we do have the mountainous areas that we have and the off-trail riding we have are very important to us, and we don't want to lose those. And so we're trying to. There's a lot of people that aren't for it and aren't into it, and so we're trying to, through different networks and outlooks. Marb is another one that's working at helping to try to promote and bring off-trail riding so that we don't lose it. We don't have a ton of areas where we can do it, but we don't want to lose what we have, and so it's that's a big goal that we're trying to.
So this is in my opinion, I know it is to you too, like an incredibly important topic, right?
Oh, it is.
Because for folks who follow my show, a lot of them are like out west. There's different parts of the country, but he's in, and it's always different. And one thing I'll tell you is, there goes another Harley, by the way. Loud rednecks everywhere. Like, that's what we do. All right. So we're looking forward to getting this show over so we can start enjoying some adult beverages. Like I don't know if you guys know this or not, but actually on show day, before the show, I never have a drink. I want to stay sharp. I want to be clear. I want to be ready for all the guests that are on there
That's awesome.
that are here.
Yep.
But you know what? As soon as the show's done and I'm at home, it's like, let's crack one open. And have it.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a beer here in a little while. And I got my teenage kids here. They can drive us home. It's all safe. We're good to go.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing about having a 16 or 18-year-old on your vacation with you
it sure
is they
is.
can drive you around, chauffeur you around. So they're like my Uber.
Yeah,
basically.
hey, nothing wrong with that.
So back to the important topic at hand, which is
Riding areas.
in the Midwest, and I'm assuming a lot in the East Coast here too. I mean, for sure in the Midwest, but I'll comment and then you can add here. You know, in the Midwest, I'm going to say 80+% of the land access that we're crossing for the trail system is private land.
That's correct.
Is that the same out here?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
And so you now have private landowners who, some of them have easements and have kind of, you know, they bought the land and the easement's there, and maybe not voluntarily,
Right.
but they could sure make life hard for us if we wanted to, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And so we got to keep them happy regardless.
That's
and
right.
then there's other there's other landowners who legitimately, out of the kindness of their heart, want to serve their community.
That's
and
right.
They have access to a trail system, and they know that their piece of property, it might be a mile of that trail, it might be multiple miles of that trail. That land access means everything
it's
to
huge.
the network and the community,
That's
right?
right. It's huge.
And so what a lot of the riders don't always understand, that I always like to shout out to, is respect that.
Oh, it's
Right?
Landowner relations is probably one of the most, if not the most, one of the biggest, most important things.
So
there
give me
is.
the top 3 ways that landowners get pissed off at us snowmobilers.
So the number one thing is off trail riding where there are signs or
That clearly
stakes
state,
or roped off areas that clearly state no trespassing, no off trail riding here, whatnot, and people just don't care and they go do it.
Yeah, and there's
anyway.
usually a reason for it. And sometimes it's noise related.
That's true.
Sometimes it's like they have farm fields there with crops that could be damaged
That's
because
correct.
of the traffic.
Or tree farms or
tree
whatnot.
farms,
Right.
all kinds of things, right?
We have
So
a
there's
lot of tree farms. in the
but
Northeast.
bottom line is it's private property, and
It
if they
is.
don't want us there at all,
Right.
they could make that happen as well. And so
That's right.
respecting those trails and the networks is incredible. So
That
it's-
word right there means it all. Respect. At the end of the day, that's
it's
what
all
it
about
comes
respect.
down to is respecting your machine, respecting the land that you ride on. You know, respecting everything around you. It's so important. And I'd say another thing that's probably most important is parking. Another thing we
Trailhead
have here,
parking or something?
trailhead parking, and for the off-trail riders, they'll block logging roads. We have a lot of that issues, which causes a lot of problems in our Rangeley area, Errol area, Aquasic, out that area. There's been a lot of roads that have been shut off now due to that. But there's some groups trying to get that back open, maybe get a parking area, whatnot. But if you don't know, don't go. You're better off to stop at a store in town, message the local club, any of the locals. They'll be able to tell you where to park, where to go, where it's going to be safe, that you're not going to get towed or you're not going to get that area shut down. And the other thing is trash.
Yeah.
The alcohol.
Pack it in, pack it out, right?
That's right. That's right. If you bring it in, bring it out. The beer cans, the nips, the bottles. I mean, you can wait. You can ride and enjoy.
Pack
all
it
day.
in, pack it out works really good on the trails, but I don't know. Like, I'm at Heidi's house right now, and I packed in some lobsters, but I don't think I'm going to be packing out the shells, right? So that works on the snowmobile trails, but not at Heidi's house. So Heidi, I'm going to ask you to take the lobster tail shells. We got to get, because I don't want to bring those back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying a little bit of tongue in cheek in this show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're literally just out here with friends, having fun.
Trying to have a good time.
This is what we do, right? It's the sled community.
That's
We're
right.
here having a good time. We're here supporting all of you guys in the sled community,
That's right.
and why we're here tonight, right? We're donating and dedicating our time and effort all the time.
That's right.
Heidi's out there doing an amazing job
Yes, she
representing
is.
women in the sport,
Oh,
getting
yes.
women in the sport.
She's done a lot for the women in the sport.
That's amazing
it's
as well,
great.
too.
It really is. It really is.
Yep, and she can make an Arctic cat sing.
Oh yeah, she can. She can ride, don't you? Oh yeah, she can ride.
I've seen her go in those
Oh,
little
yeah.
circles out there.
Oh, yeah.
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 Snow too.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Prove it. Come on and ride with me this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come ride.
I know. I'd love to come out and
Yeah,
ride with
like
you guys
open
on the
invitation
roads.
to you guys to come out and
Yeah,
ride. I got
that'd be
Heidi and
amazing.
John here. It's like I've had it happen
Really
before.
amazing.
People fly out, we figure out how to get you on a sled, and we'll go
Yeah.
from there. If only one of you shows up, I can get you on a sled. If
Yeah.
a lot of you show up, I got to figure out how to rent sleds. So.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Awesome.
what else do we want to talk about tonight, John? You got a lot going on in the Northeast here, but what's important to you? What do we want to talk about tonight that we missed?
Well, I think we covered a lot of the points. I mean, the most important thing is, keeping our riding areas open. We have a lot of landowner issues and relations right now that need to get taken care of. So it's a constant battle of trying to keep land open or trying to keep landowners happy.
Yeah.
That's probably our number one thing right now. The second thing is getting our off trail set up and going. I think that's a huge thing we have a big group of people that the off trail market out here in Segment has been growing at such a rapid pace. And
I hear that in the Midwest as well, Upper Michigan and stuff too, and that's something that's really important. I mean, I know we've already touched it, but I just want to reinforce it, is that, if you're intentionally going off-trail riding, really find out that where you're going is legal, because in many cases in the Midwest and the East Coast, really the riding is designated on the trails only.
Correct.
And even state by state, it's different. Like in Minnesota, you can ride ditches and lakes.
Sure.
Right? In Michigan, you can't ride the ditches.
Right.
You have to stay on the trails.
It's know before you go.
Know before you go, and you're responsible for taking care of your local riding area and your community.
That's right. And help a local sledder. Help. At the end of the day, we're just trying to help each other on our pages, and if somebody needs help with their sled or parts or just trying to help. It's all about helping each other and growing the sport.
Hey, Edith, can you bring that platter over here one more time? I think we need to wrap up the show with this big lobster on our lap.
So amazing.
So as soon
you guys have no idea how big this thing really
this thing is literally... All right, one more time here.
I mean, seriously, look at this thing.
This thing is like a monster. I'm going to tip it just so we can see it, right?
Yeah.
So
the claw takes up the whole plate, okay?
There's a Live Large sticker, right? Oh, yeah. Live large, lobster style. And so as soon as we hang up the show tonight, we're
Shout
going
out to John Shilias.
Yeah. We're going to devour...
Shilas.
Shillelagh, whatever, right? Like John. We don't I can say John. We know how to say John because we got two Johns here, right? So we've got lobster we're going to devour as soon as we hang up this show. But I want to tell everybody, thank you for tuning in. God bless you.
That's right. God bless.
And live large. All right, let's wind this baby down. Have a great night, everybody.
You too. Thanks.